Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609. I'm on Park Road 4 here in Central Texas, headed to Longhorn Cavern State Park. And what I'm going to talk about while I'm there, or while we're looking at the little state park, is fifth wheels and travel trailers, and advantages or disadvantages of one over the other, because some of the commenters in the past couple of days have asked about which would I prefer or which is better, and I will address that as soon as I turn off of this road up here into Longhorn Caverns. It's a beautiful day. It's 66 degrees Fahrenheit right now, overcast as you can see, so the video might be a little bit dark, shouldn't be too bad. And I'm hoping they're open, and they are. Wonderful. So we'll go in the main entrance here, and you'll see the sign right there that says Longhorn Cavern State Park. And that all these old buildings in here were built by the Civilian Conservation Corps back in the 1930s to help get the economy going after the Depression in the late 20s and early 30s. And it was, they did a lot of state parks and stuff. It's really a nice place. I did tour guides here in the cave. I was a tour guide in the cave for about a year and a half. But anyway, there's no camping here. There's no hookups or anything like that. It's just a day use only park. But having said that, as far as fifth wheels go, the reason they're called fifth wheels is not because they have 5 wheels, but because of the way they hook up. There's a device or thing you put in the back of your pickup called a fifth wheel, which is the hitch for the travel trailer. And you back up and it hooks into this hole in that device, and it's called a fifth wheel. You don't hook it up to the bumper of your vehicle, you hook it up in the back of your pickup. That's why some people don't really like fifth wheels, is because that hookup takes up a lot of the space in the bed of your truck, and you can't put much stuff back there. Another thing about fifth wheels is that if you're backing them up, you can, quote, jackknife a fifth wheel. You know what I mean? You can actually turn it 90 degrees and you can still be moving it backwards. With a travel trailer, you can't do that because you'll damage your hitch or your RV or both. But anyway, let me just move back to Longhorn Caverns. There's the park host on the right. You probably saw that RV. That's a Class C RV, but they have a park host here, and they mow grass and all that crap. And they make signs and clean up trash and so forth. Do a lot of stuff. But again, see these old buildings around here? These are all done by the Civilian Conservation Corps way back when. It's an interesting place to come and spend a day. It's certainly worth a day. And I'm going to pause the video just for a second because I need to fix something right quick. Hang on, guys. Let me do this. Hopefully the video won't cut off. But maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I shall return. Alright, I'm back now, and let me fasten my seatless belt right quick and put my mic back where well, I'll leave it here, leave it on this thing right here, and we'll turn this like that. Okay, let's go. Anyway, so we're here at Longhorn Cavern State Park. They have the building here on the right, you can climb up in it, and there's a beautiful overlook of the hill country of Texas. But anyway, back to the fifth wheel travel trailer comparison. Aside from the hitch and the fact that you can jackknife it, so to speak, when you're backing it up, some people claim they're easier to tow than a travel trailer, and I'm not going to argue that one way or another. I had one for about a year and a half, a 28-footer. The one I had, the bed area, the bedroom area in the front of the RV was about 4.5 feet tall, so you couldn't stand up. Now the ones today, most of the fifth wheel RVs you see today are the giant ones. I mean, they are huge. I mean, you can walk around in a bedroom just like in a house, and they're most of them are over 30 feet long. Most of them are, big old good ones. And so mine was certainly a little one. They have several trails here you can use too, by the way, at this day use state park called Longhorn Caverns. Anyway, as far as fuel efficiency, towing the fifth wheel as opposed to the travel trailer, I don't think there's much difference. It's certainly I don't think it makes much difference. I don't know. Maybe some people will debate that point. I'm not going to get into that one. So as far as livability, like if you're living in a travel trailer, about the same. Again, they've got big fifth wheels and big travel trailers. As far as backing them up into a parking spot or a camping spot, the people that have fifth wheels will tell you that it's much easier to back a fifth wheel. I didn't really notice a lot of difference other than the fact that you could get it at more of an angle than you could with a travel trailer. Interior layout's about the same. As far as weight, size, etc., you got more variety than you'll ever think about. I mean, there's big old big ones and little ones. They got pop slide outs all over them, some of them. But would I recommend a fifth wheel or over a travel trailer? No, I wouldn't. And I wouldn't recommend a travel trailer over a fifth wheel. Why? Because that's your choice. I mean, I don't know. For me right now, I've got a little travel trailer, a Casita, 17-footer, and it's fine for me. Some people wouldn't consider living in what I'm living in, but then that's the way it is in the whole universe. So for you guys that are thinking about a fifth wheel or a travel trailer and you're kind of wanting to make that decision, what I would say is try it. If you can find one and rent, then do it. Because that's the sure way to find out. Now, finding one to rent might be a little difficult, but assuming, assumption's the mother of all mistakes, that you could, then that would be the best way to find out. There's not a whole lot of difference. Again, when you pull in to get gas, pulling a fifth wheel, you got the same concerns you've got pulling a travel trailer. You want to be sure you can get in and out easy, and that you don't drag your bumper off coming and going, because some gas stations have a nice little hump as you come into the station from the highway or road. So you always have to be aware of that, no matter what you're towing. And the smaller the RV, probably the better on that score, because you don't have so much past the axle to drag off. But there's certainly some beautiful fifth wheels out there, and there's some very expensive fifth wheels if you really want to, get a fancy home to live in on the road or live in full time. They've got some beauties out there, and they go all the way up to well over $100,000 in price, depending on what you want to get. The same way in travel trailers, you can get Airstreams and all that stuff. They're just unbelievably expensive. But that's about all I can think of right now on fifth wheels versus travel trailers. The first thing is the way they're hooked up. The hitch for the fifth wheel is in the bed of the pickup. The hitch for the travel trailer is on the bumper. The bed area, front bed area in the fifth wheel, depending on which one you get, sometimes might be a little shorter than you are. And so you just have to be aware of that. But as far as the layouts, they're all nice in my opinion. I don't have any issues with any of them. But now we'll just cruise for a few minutes and let you see the Texas Hill Country. And if I think of something really important to impart, I will do so. But yeah, that straight ahead is the Texas Hill Country. I love it here, babe. Now this area right here in Texas is really nice. And the area that I selected for my second home base in Capitan, New Mexico, is another beautiful area in New Mexico. If you're ever in New Mexico and you're near Ruidoso, I would strongly suggest that you take a day trip over to Capitan. You can see the Smokey Bear Museum and stuff like that if you choose to. But it's just a neat little town. You know, go to the little grocery store called Smokies, I think, and yeah, it's a neat little place. They have a delicatessen in the little grocery store. People are really friendly. The biggest problem they have in Capitan, like most little small towns, is keeping help. You know, because they can't pay a lot, and their turnover is horrendous, I'm sure. Anyway, I'm going to take a left here and kind of go towards Kingsland. I'm just driving now, obviously. Well, here comes all 4 cars out of Kingsland, Texas, right here. Pickup. This is a Tesla. Turn it. Well, you can't see it, but it's a red Tesla. Got you one, huh, old fella? You spent some bucks on that thing, didn't you? Yeah, you had him a red Tesla. Yeah, they're neat, but god dang, they're expensive, man. You know, somebody will say, well, you know, you get it back by not having to buy gasoline. You know, I spend right now about $70 a month on gasoline. That's $840 a year. And that's not totally displaced by using an all-electric automobile. You still are going to have some cost for electricity. I think it figures out to be about maybe 3 cents a mile as opposed to 10 cents a mile. But no, you still have your expense. And the thing that makes it even more of a concern for me is the fact that I would not be able to do anything on the car. I would not be able to work on it at all. At least I understand piston engines and you know, gasoline engines. So, but the electric it'd be a new universe. So here we go with a random potpourri video after discussing fifth wheels and travel trailers. I do, for those of you that don't know who I am, I do live full-time in a Casita RV 17-footer now. I have been in one for about 1.5 years. I've been full-time RVing for approximately 25 years. By full-timing, I mean I've lived in an RV for that length of time approximately. And some of that has been spent traveling around the U.S., some of it hasn't. And but for the past 10 years or more, I've done more traveling by going out west. I mean, of course, I went in my pickup, went in the Prius, did all that kind of stuff. It's an interesting way of life if you enjoy it. I mean, for me, it's kind of like working for a circus or a carnival. It just gets in your blood and you can't get away from it. Because I'm thinking now, I'll probably head out to Capitan, New Mexico, or head that way in April, assuming, well, not assuming, I'm going that way anyway, but I'm hoping they get the electrical work done and it's not too expensive. I'm afraid they're going to price me out of the market, because they made some comments like, well, you know, if you're not building a house, you don't get the certain discount. You know, and I'm thinking, hold on, guys, you got power there now. All I'm asking you is put in a box and restore it. Well, we got to bring it up to specs. So they're setting me up for something. But we'll see. You know, don't think negative, Rusty. Be positive. It'll all work out, just like the phone deal. You know, this phone right here, this is the second of my 2 LGs. I keep it in the pickup, my Ram pickup. And now that I've figured out a way to use the external mic again by using a little free app from the Play Store, we're good. Yeah, I mean, I feel it's really nice. Why don't you use your Pixel? Well, I don't use the Pixel because the lowest resolution on the Pixel is 1080p. And you do a 20-minute video at 1080p, that's about 3.5 gigabytes. And the speed I have on my Wi-Fi out in the rural area of Texas is so slow that to upload a 3.5 gigabyte video takes about 3 hours. Doing it in 720p is about 1.7 megabytes, half about, and it takes about an hour. And so, you know, I like that better. You know, but it's okay. I mean, I'm not saying that as a complaint. Actually, the videos at 720p and 1080p, I can't tell the difference. The only difference I can tell using the Pixel sometimes is that it seems to be searching for a target, you know, and whereas the LG at 720p does okay. Oh, something else I'll tell you about this app I downloaded, I may have mentioned, I may not, is the app that I downloaded is an app that controls the headphone jack and the external speaker at that jack. And what it does is it turns off the headphone section and turns on the external microphone somehow. And it doesn't jack with the camera at all. So that way you still get image stabilization. All of the other apps do something with the camera, and I read that most of those, when you use them, you are not able to use your optical or electronic image stabilization, which when you're doing a driving video is mandatory. Y'all are seeing all the cars in the whole county right here. This would be considered a lot of traffic for me, believe it or not. No, this would be a busy day for traffic for me. I know y'all are thinking this guy's a nut, and I am. I'm not going to argue that. Gasoline here, it shows to be $1.99 there. In Marble Falls, 12 miles away, Marble Falls, Texas, it's $1.92. I like that. It makes it really, you know, of course, a lot of people buy an electric car just because they want to and they have the money. And if you live in a city, you know, I could see where there might be some cost justification. You know, you're driving less than, say, 40 miles round trip every day. Yeah, that's not a bad deal. So we've jumped around from electric cars and fifth wheels and travel trailers and who knows what all. But do I care? Not a bit. Because I'm just talking right now to myself mainly. You know, we live in a great world at a wonderful time. You know, a lot of people will disagree with that, but there are less people. There have been less people killed in wars in the last 10 years than there have been in the history of this earth. Think about that. That's amazing. You know, we are actually, even though we're not more peaceful, we're just killing each other different ways. You know, now we stress them to death by giving them high-tech devices that don't function properly. Let's go which way, Rusty? Let's go straight. How about that? Well, how about let's stop. We'll let this video go a couple of more minutes and then I'll shut her down. Trying to think if there was any more questions asked and comment call about that I could answer. You know, a lot of you guys, I appreciate, you know, a lot of y'all sent me emails and stuff trying to solve the external mic problem with the phones that I have, and I really appreciate it because that led me to the apps or the app that solved the issue, and I do appreciate that. You know, again, it just, you know, if you have an issue or problem and you can get it out in front of a number of people to help you work on it, trust me, your chances of solving that issue or problem are magnified tremendously. So don't be afraid to ask. Always be a good asker. You know what I mean? Nobody knows what you need or want until you ask. You know what I mean? You know, don't be a worrier. Be a warrior. Don't worry. Be a warrior. Go to work. See, gasoline here now is 206, and we haven't gone 2 miles. So, guys, I'll end the video now. Right here in Kingsland, Texas. Temperature is 68 degrees. Little hazy, overcast. Going to be a little cooler tomorrow. Maybe some rain. But anyway, guys, enjoy your Sunday. Chill out. I'm going to continue my Sunday drive. Thumbs up, though. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Carpe diem in Latin means seize the day. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? You know why. Doesn't cost you a penny. If you want to fool with it, fine. If you don't, then don't. Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. It's good for you. It'll help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it'll help you lose weight because you'll be full of water and you won't want to eat so much. Is that good? Yeah, it's great. Take deep breaths, breathe in deeply, hold it for a few seconds, and then breathe out slowly. Why? Because that relieves stress. How about that one? Lowers your blood pressure. Is that good? Sure. And then what else? Exercise your body once or twice a day. Is that good? Sure. You'll live healthier a little longer, more than likely. And then what else? Stand guard at the door of your mind. Do not let negative Nancy or negative Ned get inside of your head. It's your head, your frontal lobes, your mind, your consciousness. Don't let the news media or anybody dump their negative crap in your brain or your mind. Stand guard, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and enjoy your life one day at a time, and enjoy your Sunday. You know, why not? Why not enjoy it? You're in charge of it. So adios, amigos. Bye-bye.